We gotta make sure that we bring great awareness to this game tomorrow night, and we had a great day of practice yesterday. We need another one today, and we're excited to go across town to play them. We didn't perform at the level we needed to last time, and guys are disappointed in it. And we made sure that it's fresh in their minds now, and we got to do a great job of having great awareness in this game, of bringing fight to it, and really being ready to battle for 40 minutes at a high level. We gotta step our game up.
Coach, have you had a chance, and I'm sure you had a chance, what have you seen when you look at the film and when you really break it down as to what you guys need to do differently? Obviously, I guess rebounding is one of the big things that jumps out.
Yeah, well, we gotta fight for loose balls. I think we gotta get the pace going. The way we wanna. We were playing on our heels that game, which there's not many games this year that we did. I thought that was one that we did. We just gotta be more active. We gotta be more on our toes. We gotta get the pace going to the way we want it, without a doubt. But we got to do a great job on defense of guarding all their action and their movement and making it tough for them to do what they want. I think they put us on our heels, and especially on their offensive end, they did what they wanted. We got to make sure we defend 10 times better than we did last time.
Do you believe that when two teams play twice in a season, regardless of rivalry or whoever it is, you believe that the loser of the first game has the advantage in the second game?
I never really thought of it that way. I think if you don't win the first one, you come with an edge, or you better hope you come with an edge. So that way, I think the way the game went last time, and the credit to Richmond, they took it to us on our court. So if that doesn't bother you, then you're not a true competitor. So we got to make sure that does bother us, and I'm making sure of it this week that we're ready to go tomorrow night because of what happened in the last game, for sure. But no, I don't know if it's an advantage. I mean, both teams have the tape, both teams do their scouting approach and all that. But I also think if you're not satisfied how you played the first time, at least you have another try at it, another crack at it.
You mentioned you come with the edge the second time around. I was talking to Mikel yesterday, and he mentioned they're kind of calling it redemption week, where you got not only Richmond but Dayton as well. So is that kind of how the guys have been approaching it? So far this week about got to get these two back. Yeah,
there are two games we wish we had back, but you don't. But what you have is another chance at them now this week. That's how the schedule plays out, and we talk about next game approach, next game mentality. But you definitely a crosstown rival who beat us on our floor, and of course Dayton who took it to us not too long ago. You remember that stuff, and our guys have talked about it. And after that week, people were counting us out and so forth, like it's the end of the world. And our guys fought like back and won some road games and had some good wins and so forth, and have improved. So now we have a chance to play these guys again who took it to us, and let's see where we're at and see what we can do. And yeah, you want to redeem yourself, especially after those performances against those two games.
With all the meaning in this game for the rivalry, it's also a chance to get up to the top of the standings at second. Do you consider that at all as you go into this game?
Yeah, that's why we're here. As much as the rivalry is awesome for both schools and the state and college basketball, we're trying to get to the top of the league without a doubt. And when you win the next one, you get closer. When you win the next one, you get closer. And at times we've done that. At times we let a couple slip away. But with the way the A10 is and everybody beating each other up, if you win a couple games in a row, it puts you in a great place. And that's what we're fighting for sure.
Coach, I remember after the loss to Rhode Island, Justin and Sean came in. They seemed really down, as expected after the loss. How do you get their mindset to just be prepared for this game against Richmond, who's playing pretty well right now?
Yeah, well, number one is when you lose a game, you better be disappointed, because we're not here for that. But no matter win or lose, you got to check yourself, and you got to learn from it. You got to grow from the last time out, and sometimes a loss wakes you up a little bit more to have awareness to what you got to improve on. But what we demand in losses, we demand in wins too. We got to grow from it. We got to continually move forward all the time, and we've done that. And individuals have done that throughout the year. But the Rhode Island game was a game against the first place team in the league here. played a great first half, didn't play well enough in the second half. Their experience took over, and we're disappointed in the result. But there's also part of that game where I wish we had back, and I think that's why the guys were disappointed. But now we could do something about it. We got to learn from it so that doesn't happen again, and apply it to our game tomorrow against Richmond. So, the mindset is you demand them to have the right mindset, and they got to talk among each other, hold each other accountable with mindset. And we talk about it all the time. And you could react any way you want, but if you don't react the right way, it's going to come back and beat you again. And we don't want a loss Friday night to beat us again Wednesday night.
Is there a team in this conference that has improved more from the middle of November to now than Richmond has?
Result-wise, I mean, they're just so young too. Like a lot of the league, and new faces and new roles and so forth. That they, a lot of people were counting them out, and then I think they won 5 in a row at one point. So that really, that gives you great momentum going into the stretch run of the season. And not only have they gotten themselves going, but they've been playing the way they want to play consistently, which they probably weren't earlier in the year. And that's a tribute to Chris and to their players and all that. And a lot like us, they have a lot of young guys and some returning guys that roles have changed and so forth. So it's never as consistent as you want it, but you just keep hammering away, and you get a little momentum. Some good stuff happens, and it's happened to them.
You mentioned young players. Chris has really leaned on Jacob Gilliard, who's kind of spearheaded their defensive effort, and he kind of won his matchup with Johnny the last time he was here. What are you telling Johnny or the defense as a whole, offense, to make sure he's not picking the passing lanes like he was?
Yeah, I mean, he just we didn't have. We weren't as strong with the basketball, and we allowed his defense and jumping some passes and putting some pressure on the ball to affect us, which it shouldn't, because we press every day in practice and all that. And that happens. That's that's the stuff you got to learn from. But we got to be aware of that. But we got to attack him too. He's had a great, especially second half of the year here. He's had a great stretch run, and we got to respect him, but we also got to make sure that we do what we do, and when we're playing aggressively on both sides of the ball, that really helps us.
You talked about on Friday about finding different ways to contribute when he's not getting those open threes. Ideally, what does that look like in your eyes?
Well, I think getting downhill, driving the basketball. You saw that the other night. He got to the rim a few times. The one thing, he's a very good passer, so when he's using ball screens, he gets other guys shots. Continually do that. Don't stand. Keep moving. Keep working, and that's important. And keep moving to get shots. Keep attacking on the catch. Get some stuff in transition, because it's hard to guard guys that are moving and the ball's moving in transition. So there's a couple different ways, but don't stand and beg. Move and hunt is what I say all the time, and I think that's really important for him.
So do you see any type of extra boost of energy from the guys from Richmond, like Mikhail or Chris, when they're playing against Richmond?
Yeah, I mean, they're excited. You could tell that, because they know some of those guys, and some of those guys they grew up with and played AU with and all that stuff, played pickup with, worked out with. So, you want people to know that I'm here. This is my town, and so you're a competitive guy. You're going to have that little edge to you. So, and I'm sure they do as well. But no, I thought those guys are excited that we had a good practice yesterday. We're going to carry it over to today. But that's the fun thing about rivalries, and especially if you're involved in it for a long time, or you're from that area where that rivalry takes place. You have a little edge to you, without a doubt.
It's a rare road game.
Go ahead.
The rare road game where it's only a 10-minute drive down, does it still feel kind of have that road game feel to it?
Well, when we walk in the arena, it will be, that's for sure. It doesn't matter if it's 6 miles away or 600. Everyone's going to be rooting against you. But we know there'll be some black and gold in there as well, which is pretty awesome. It's an important road game for us, and one that we need to win. But that's what's great about a rivalry. When it's cross town, you get on the bus, you go over there, you lace them up, and you go to work. And our guys are excited to play it, and our coaching staff is as well.
When you and your staff are scouting, how much and in what ways do you use some of the analytics software and that type of thing to prepare?
We use it a lot. I make sure I change it so our guys understand it. I just don't throw numbers at those guys. It's more, what you give the guys that they can understand. certain guys are a higher percentage going to their left and they're going to their right. Our guys know that. Certain spots on the court, that guy's a little more aggressive than other places or a little more efficient. We let our guys know that stuff and break it down. And who scores out of what actions and all that stuff is very important to our staff and all that through scouting. But what we make sure is, all that stuff sounds great, and we could talk about that all day long. But if our guys don't understand it or can apply it to helping them in the game, it's worthless. So I make sure we really break it down so our guys understand it, because you don't call a timeout to let them know analytically what they might do, but you give them ideas, and in practice when we talk about personnel or specific plays that are more efficient than others, we make sure we rep those plays, or we talk to our guys about that stuff over and over again. So, it's not how much, it's what you can apply out there. I think that's very important.
Playing any team with a thinner bench change your preparation at all, or not really?
Not really. I mean, but we talk about it without a doubt, because when you have guys playing 36, 37, 38 plus minutes a game, you want to be able to wear them down, and you want to be able to make them, get weaker legs, and you want to make them, try to, late in the game get fatigued. Some guys can run forever, and that doesn't affect some guys, but some have trouble with that and have trouble dealing with fatigue. So that is always something we talk about, and we prepare that. But we also watch a lot of tape to see who can fight fatigue and who can't, and it's something our guys know we carry over to games.
Richmond doing anything different than 3 weeks ago?
No, I think they've just really improved in the last month of the year. They're young guys are just much more experienced. I think they're calmer. They play calmer than they did earlier in the year, and I think that's what's helped them do very well in the league.
In that game against Richmond and even recently against Rhode Island, rebounding a real point of concern. What do you emphasize?
Yeah, it's crazy. This is where, and you've heard me say this, our awareness or carryover has helped us and has hurt us throughout the year. We rebounded. We had a stretch of some wins where we really rebounded well. And, a great example is early in the year, Old Dominion, who's one of the best rebounding teams in the country. And we did a number on them on the glass. And then, Richmond, but of course, Rhode Island, we take a step back and don't carry over that. And on the road, we did a good job of rebounding. So we've been up and down in that category, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and it's cost us a few. We work on it every day. We need our guards. We call it gang rebounding. We need 5 guys flying in and rebounding. Our guards need to do a better job of getting in there and pulling some out or keeping it alive. But it's something we work on all the time, and we've just been inconsistent with it, because there's some games that's the reason why we've won, and it's definitely been some games the reason we haven't.
Real quick, touching back on the analytics, what are some of the things you guys prefer? Is like a synergy, or do you maybe use some of the sport view?
A lot of synergy. We use some Ken Palm stuff, those numbers that way. We have a couple of categories that we use that we look up different ways, and then even with our GAs looking up tape and charting certain stuff and all that. It's important to me when I want our guys to know who they're guarding, and he's more efficient going to his left, going to his right, or is he a better 15-foot pull-up or 3, or what actions that occur that he's most efficient at. I think that's really important that way. And then late in games, what are some of the stuff that they run, or teams like to run. Our staff as well as some of our players, want to make sure we know that stuff as well. So, I'm back and forth on it all the time. Sometimes you get over, you go crazy with analytics. Sometimes you don't do enough of it. We have a pretty good balance of it this year, of knowing what's important to us and what our guys are going to carry over to games.